Welcome. Today we're going to have a look at a game of Splendor played on Board Game Arena between two high-rated players. And we're going to use the help of an engine for the analysis. So let's get straight to it. So this is the initial setup, and as we can see, we have two high-level development cards that are needing lots of white. We've also got some nobles that need white. White's going to be fairly valuable in this game. We've also got some 3 cheap level 1 cards. So the engine generally likes to reserve cards at the beginning, presumably for flexibility, and it particularly likes this white for probably the reason of the valuable whites, and also this green. There's also a high level development card that wants that green. Right, there's a noble there as well. The players, though, seeing these cheap development cards, are taking the gems corresponding to them, the blue, black, and red cards. So both players just taking those gems, the engine continuing to like the reserving those cards. So finally, player 2's going to reserve that white card, which the engine's been wanting to play. And then player 1 is now going to reserve this blue card. It's cheap, it has 2 nobles, it's also possibly a stepping stone to this card, this red level 2 card. And a bit of a lucky reveal there for player 2 to come out with the cheap blue card, and he buys it straight away. So now player 1's going to take some green, black, and white gems. So the black's going to be for buying their reserve card. The green and white is going to be for flexibility. They currently don't have any of that color. So player 2 now buys their reserve card, and then player 1 now buys their reserve card. So now player 2 is going to take the blue, black, and white gems, which gives the option of buying some of these level 1 cards. Player 1 is going to take the green, blue, and black gems, and that's going to make this red card affordable for the next turn. So seeing this, player 2 reserves that card to take away that option straight away. And now player 1's going to buy that black card. So 3 of these level 2 cards are high in black, so this makes sense, and it's the top move seen by the engine. Now player 2 is going to take the red, black, and white gems, so just gearing up for purchase of some higher level cards. Now player 1 is going to take green, black, and white gems, and this makes them only 1 away from buying this level 2 card, this white level 2 card on the next turn. White being, the most valuable cover still due to the high whites and the nobles. And now player 2 buys the red card because of the discount and the long-term level 3 black card opportunity, and that's seen as the top move by the engine. Now player 1 is going to buy the level 1 green card. However, the engine prefers reserving this level 3 card. Since player 1 already has 3 gems, 3 green gems, and all these are green, which would contribute in discounting to purchase that reserve, reserving of that card. Now player 2 is going to take a red, green, and blue gem. So for the next few turns, both players, the engine continues to prefer reserving this level 3 red card, as mentioned before, because of players one advantage in being able to take that. So now player 1 reserves the black level 1 card to make it purchasable next turn. And with only 2 gem colors available to be taken, player 2 decides to buy the cheapest card that's available to them. Just that level 1 green gem, green card. So player 1 now is going to just take these are the only gems that are available to them. However, the AL really doesn't like this move and much prefers still reserving that level 3 red card. So now the advantage has swung in player 2's direction. So once again, player 2 only having those 2 gems available decides to buy the cheapest blue card that was available to them at that point. And now player 1 buys their reserve card, which is the top move. So player 2 buys the free level black card, which is also seen as the top move. Now player 1 decides to take some gems. So the red and white is for flexibility. So they don't have those at the moment. And the black will be to buy this level 2 red. The agency is reserving the level 3 red, would have cut the advantage that player 2 has down, and is now quite noticeable in player 2's favour. So player 2 reserves this level 2 black, and that denies player 1 buying it on the next turn, with obviously 3 points quite valuable. So player 1 now buys the red level 2, which is seen as the top move by the engine. So player 2 is now going to take some gems, so the main target being the white gem, which brings the level 3 blue and the level 2 the white within 1 gem of being purchasable. Now player 1 is going to buy the level 2 white, which is the top move. So this new card reveal slightly favors player 1, and that makes the game almost even again. Player 2 buys his level 2 reserve card, which is the top move. And player 1 reserves the level 2 white, which deprives player 2 of purchasing it. Player 2 is now going to take blue, black, and white gems, and that's making the making 3 of the level 2 cards purchasable, as well as the the level 1, the level 3 card purchasable as well. So player 1 now takes red, blue, and black gems, which makes the level 2 red card affordable for the next turn. Their reserve card could have also been purchased with their current gems. So player 2 is going to buy the level 2 white 3-pointer, which gives them the advantage. Buying the level 3 blue card would have been seen as giving them a significant advantage. And now player 1 is going to take a red, blue, and white gems, preparing to buy the reserve card without having to use the gold. So they could buy it now, but saving the gold obviously for later. Player 2 now takes these gems, which are the only one available to them. And player 1 now buys their reserve card, which is the top move. So now player 2, once again, taking the only gems available to them. Better instead was to reserve this level 3 card, which would deprive player 1 from taking it next turn. And this would have maintained their advantage which they had, which is now seen to have slipped away. And now player one's going to be reserving the level 3 white, and this allows it purchasable in the next turn. So the engine prefers purchasing the other blue straight away, and this would have given player 1 the advantage, and now the game is seen as being about even. So player 2 now will buy the cheapest green, but buying the level 2 black would have been almost as cheap. It's worth a point, and also progresses towards 2 of the nobles. So that's seen as the better move in this position. Now player 1 buys the reserve card, and now they have the advantage. Player 2 now decides to buy that level 2 black, which is the top move. Player 1 now taking the only gems available, and player 2 buys that level 2 red, which is the cost of 1 gem, but probably too late now, just going for those 1 pointers. So player 1 takes gems, preparing to buy the level 3 cards. However, buying the level 2 red, the engine sees as holding the advantage, and it would have also taken that option away from player 2 being able to buy it. And player 2 now decides to take the only gems available, which does bring them closer to purchasing this level 3 black. However, purchasing the level 2 red at the moment would have made it unblockable next turn to reserve either the level 4 black, the level 3 black or the level 2 red, and then it would have been purchasable on the following turn. And player 1 wouldn't have been able to block reserving both of those. So player 1's now going to reserve that level 3 black, which now takes it away from player 2. And player 2 buys the level 2 red for 2 gems, which is what he should have done in the previous move. So now player 1 reserves this big 5 pointer. The engine actually prefers buying the level 2 blue straight away, sees that as being a significant advantage, although probably at this stage both of these are going to lead to a win. So now player 2 decides to take gems, but the question is, why not take the level 2 red? So they have 6 red gems there, which they could have afforded that straight away, and that would have seen to have almost equalized the game. And without doing this, the game has probably slipped out of their grasp. And now player 1 deprives player 2 of that option by reserving that card. Player 2 now is going to buy the level 1 green. Buying the level 2 black might have cut the advantage slightly. And player 1 now is going to buy the level 1 green card, and that basically gives them enough greens then to purchase their reserve card, which seals the game, and that is now unstoppable. So player 2 could do anything now, and it doesn't matter because the game is out of their hands. And here, player 1 buying their reserve card, they get the 5 points they need to win the game. And that's it. So let me know what your thoughts are. Did you think the engine move suggestions were reasonable, or maybe you have some better suggestions for some of the moves that were made, let us know, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.